Hello guys, welcome to Gen Z Hub. Today with us we have Suhas. He's working in ITC Infotech as a full stack developer. Let's see, let's talk to him and ask him about his work experience, education experience, everything. Hello Suhas,
Hello, Ash. How are you?
I'm good. How is it going? It's been a tough year, so how is everything going?
Yeah, pretty much good for the software engineers since like from 1 year we are working from home, and many of
So
the people has got the chance to work from their natives also. So it was pretty good year for software engineers at least.
I guess software engineers are working more hours, so that is what you're calling good. Are you loving these things? Number of working hours has been increased. Working from home, is that a good thing for you?
Certainly, the number of working has drastically increased to 12 hours, but working from home is like a pleasure because I think no one is working all days like 12 hours. Some of the days would be there where they will work for 13 hours, and some of the days they would be having just 1 or 2 work, and then they can spend their whole time with watching some Netflix or TV.
Are you sure your manager doesn't watch this episode?
I hope so.
Let's hope
So
so.
majority of the time, it is always task-based system where they give the task and they give the deadline. So it doesn't matter what they do. Also, my manager also will tell that we don't track your time or we don't see what you're doing. Just we need the output from you guys in a timely manner. That is all they want. That is what their managers also mentioned. So that
Okay.
is a big deal for software engineers.
Okay. Nice. Nice. If that's the case, it's no worries at all.
Yeah, totally.
Right. So, Suhas, can you just walk us through your experience over, like, I mean, the education, whatever have you studied till now, and how is your work experience? Like, let's start with the education first.
Yeah, sure. So I graduated in 2018 as a Bachelor's of Engineering Computer Science graduate, and then
Okay.
I immediately got a campus placement in ITC Infotech, and I joined in eighth semester itself as an intern guy, and then
Okay.
later I converted into a full-time opportunity.
Okay.
So once I was in internship, I was already getting to know all the technologies what they are using in the industries. So it was
Okay.
very much
Nice.
easy after a conversion of my full time was very much easy for me since
Okay.
I was ready for the project and immediately they deployed me to a project once I was hired for full time. So
Okay.
the journey was pretty good, and now I'm currently having 2.5 years. I started with the backend developer and then continued to become a full stack developer. Now in front end, I'm doing Angular, and in back end, Java Springs. That is the major tech base in banking industries where I
Okay.
do work.
So you're a full stack developer now.
Yeah, now I'm
Right.
a full stack
So
developer.
before coming to this designation or job role or the company, let's start with the education basics. Like, how was your? You just don't need us to tell the exact marks or something, just to figure out the idea so that they will get a clear picture about the job placement from me from your aggregate and all. So, how was your scores at 10th standard, 12th standard, and engineering?
So my graph is pretty it's not a normal thing where people would be getting higher marks in 10th and then they get reduced to PUC in the lower their marks, and in engineering it would be even worse. But my graph went up. So
Okay.
in SSLC and 10th I was having around 70%, and then I went up to 90% in my 12th,
Oh my God,
and then
that's
I
crazy.
in my engineering I was scoring distinction in each and every semester.
So FCD student, aggregate.
So FC student, yeah.
So, okay,
The-
you are from Vishweshwaraya, VTU, right?
yeah, I'm from Vishweshwaraya Technological University.
Okay, so after your engineering and when you were in the final year engineering, you got placed into ITC Infotech.
Yeah,
It's a
in
campus
my
placement,
eighth
campus,
sem,
right?
yeah, in the eighth sem, it has come to my company, and I was cleared all the interviews, and then I got that internship, which
Okay,
I converted into full time. Then,
okay. So how was your training period at the Infotech? Like, what was the training included? Like, how was it from the basic? or directly into the whatever the work you are doing right away?
So our training, like majorly, they focused on in-depth technology and not the programming languages. They assume that we would be already knowing the Java and other programming
Okay.
languages. So they just brushed for 3 to 4 days around the programming languages, and they directly started with the frameworks where majority of the projects are built. So
So
majority of the training time would be spent on my frameworks where now I'm currently working.
okay, so anyone who is getting placed need to be brush up their programmings with before getting into this training or internship, whatever the company is providing. They just can't
Yeah,
assume like they will teach us from the scratch or something.
yeah, now it has become even worse because since the competition has been increased, so our juniors would work more hard, and even they should also start learning the frameworks in their college itself. So many of the courses are there out, and the competition of getting to a good company will drastically increase if they have those technologies in their resume.
Got it, got it. So Suhas, so your designation is full stack. So many of the students who are graduating or studying don't know, might I'm assuming they might not know what full stack is. So can you just briefly go through what is full stack and what are its advantages?
Yeah, sure. So in an application, in any of the application, if you take a product-based application like Instagram or some banking applications or automobile applications or in health sector, all would be having some of the applications. So everything would be having a front end as well as back end, and in middle for the connection and all, there would be some middleware as well. So
Okay.
what full stack does is they actually work on backend and front end, and some of the Ray people would be also working in a middleware DevOps systems where
Okay.
they actually build the system and then deploy it. And they were so certain of scripting also has been needed to do this deploying and all. So
Okay.
some of the people are also learning those things. But currently now full stack in generally in outside market is called as like front end and back end. So if you know front end and back end frameworks as well as the programming languages, you are good to go. So front end majority of the concepts would be behind JavaScript.
Mhm.
In on top of that, JavaScript, Angular and React JS will be coming. So these are the two major technologies which is running in our industry all over the
Okay.
world. So React is like leading now when compared
Okay.
to Angular. And in backend for banking systems and healthcare systems, the majority of the systems are in Java, and most of the tech-based companies they are already doing with Python. Since Java is like for highly security programming language, they use Java still now.
So anyone who is a full stack developer, they need to be well versed with the front end technologies and the back end technologies.
Yes, absolutely. So it is like an all-rounder in a company. So that is a great idea also for the managers and the business people, where if some of the tasks will be coming from back end, they can push that guy to the back end, and some of the task, if it comes in the front end, they can push to the front end. If a developer is certainly like a back end specific guy, if there is no work, then he has to stay idle. So that is a business cost for the company which they
Right,
have
right,
not
right.
ready to hold. So that
Okay.
is the major business idea what they do now.
Okay. And one more question I have is, if anyone is a full stack developer, will he be simultaneously working on front end and back end at a time, or will he be, or he should be knowing where goes what? Like, I mean, if he's developing on front end and there is other person who is working on the back end, he just need to build the connection between the front end. Is that the case, or he will be working on both front end and the back end?
So some of the time we would be working on one front end as well as backend in some certain tasks. So majority of the time, if the task is big, we'll split into two, and then we will like assign some of the things to the specific front end developer, and some of the certain things to the best specific backend developer. So majority of the time it would be like specific itself, and like 30 to 40% it would be like both front end and back end. since it runs in sprint basis, like almost all the companies runs in agile methodology.
Okay.
So it would be like a deliverable of the task would be in either 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Okay.
So in 2 weeks, planning, coding, and demoing that whatever we have done should be done in the 2 weeks or 3 weeks. So for in my company, they are doing in a 2 weeks sprint way. So we need to do all the tasks and complete and do a demo to the client within 2 weeks. So this would be like pretty short time for us to do
Okay.
both front end and back end. If the tasks are little in front end and back end, then we'll take both, or
Okay.
else we'll
Okay.
be like certain to the particular thing.
So any full stacker developer out there need to know where goes what exactly. If he's working on front end, whatever need connectivity need to be the back end, he need to know where goes what perfectly.
Yes,
Okay.
they should be knowing all the things like brief understanding of the project. If he is not pro in their technical skills, if but he's pro in the project and all how it works, then he's set for that project, and he would be like more valued when compared to other people who knows all the languages. Like if he knows 10 languages also, it doesn't matter. Project
Okay.
knowing the project in each and everywhere, that would be major player here.
Okay, got it, got it. So, after this front end, like when you were in college, you had any work experience, like work experience or project experience related to what you are working now?
So in the current technology, I was not having any work experience, but I was a full stack developer intern in some experts hub academy where we built an e-commerce website in backend technology as Ruby on Rails, and in front end just JavaScript and Bootstrap. So I was having the idea, but my working now is like totally different from the thing which I worked before.
So you
But it is
had to
good to
spend
have
more
that
time.
idea.
So you had to spend more time learning this new latest technologies compared to what you studied it back in the college.
Yes, I need to update myself. So this is the major advantages of being a software engineer, where we should be keep on updating on to ourselves, and also we need to be ready to get the new opportunities. Some
Okay.
would be like very much hesitating to adapt to the new technology since they would have having 4 years of experience in this technology and they're not ready to leave those things and go to the next.
Right.
But since this is a fast moving world, they should actually take that path, and they should be keep on moving, or else they would be soon enough outdated.
Okay. Right. Makes sense. Yeah. So, Suhas, can you please tell us the whatever the designation role? I mean, whatever are you a junior, full stack, senior, or whatever the designation roles you have, like the seniority level hierarchy of the position?
Yeah, sure. So as an any graduate, I joined as a junior software developer.
Okay.
Then after 1 or 2 years, you would be getting into a senior role, senior developer. So and
Suhas,
then
just to
the
interrupt you,
hierarchy.
how many years experience you have as of now?
So as of now, I have 2.5 years, more than 2.5 years experience now.
Okay.
So now I'm pretty much senior.
Okay.
So
So, see, you are a
now
senior
the
developer.
hierarchy, yeah.
Okay.
So now the hierarchy level is junior, senior, lead, and also the next level would be coming as an architect or a project manager.
Okay.
So either people can choose project manager role where that would be most of the time managing the developers. So
Okay.
they would be having some technology understanding,
Okay.
but not in core. If technical architect means salary package would be also high, as well as he would be designing the overview of the whole system,
Okay.
and then he would be giving the task to the lower developers and lower end of the leads, and then it will come to software developers.
Okay.
So
Okay.
majority of the in a project, it would be like run by senior developers, where senior developers develop the most of the things. Junior developers would be having certain amount of work, and then
Okay.
lead would be around 2 or 3 leads in a project. Like maximum two
Got
would be there in a project. So after that, a project manager would be there. So in a agile methodology, there would be like 11 or 13 team members. So
it.
one would be like a project manager, and one would be a lead, one would be a business analyst, and others would be either senior developers or junior developers.
Got it. Got it. There is so much positions around there to
Yeah.
switch around. Yeah.
So there are so many positions. Like if you don't want to be in a technical coding role, then also you can be in a development team as a business analyst,
Business
where
development
he
or product
communicates.
manager, product marketing.
Yeah, product manager. But as a fresher, the role of getting a project manager is very tough. I think they prefer technical background with an MBA if you want to directly get into a project manager role, or else the path would be like a business analyst, where they start with the interaction with the client for the business, and they then convert into a technical terms, and then so this mediator would be like a business analyst for the technical team and as the business team. So they start from there, and then their journey starts to the manager level.
Right, right. So Suhas, it's been 2.5 years. What do you feel like you want to still continue, or you enjoy doing the developing, writing the codes, like development, technical development, or would you choose to switch to a managerial role? What would you choose?
So currently, I'm still interested in developing, but sometimes it would be getting hectic while working till 1 a.m. and also that time we would be very much frustrated, and we think opening a provisional store would be much better. So that is what I have seen in many of the LinkedIn posts as well. Like they would be telling that their aim would be getting a company, just get placed into some service-based company. Their next aim would be getting placed into a product manager and product company, and then the next aim would be like get some provisional store and sit there and be patiently spend their time. So that is
So
what
this
the
would be a great
things going
message to
on.
the students or graduates or whoever is dreaming to be a full stack developer, because they might not know what they are getting into. This is a perfect message for them.
Yeah, totally. So the main thing is here, the salary part would be there. Obviously, at this initial stage, once they graduate, they would be very much into their money, and they already. I also was a money minded, so concentration was there. After having some family or things, the more burden would be there on that, as they would be in a senior level. So the salary also would be high, but the pressure also would be very much high. So for that sake, I think many of the people would like to go and have some peaceful time, do
Right.
their own stuff.
So, guys who are out there dreaming to be a full stack developer or technical guy, tech guy, coding guy, or whatever it is, so this is the message for you. It's not easy. Right.
Yeah, it's totally not easy, but they can already also aim for being a freelancer, and then they can start their own business. If they think like that, then it would be much more better as a
Yeah, they
software
might even
engineer
enjoy doing
instead
whatever
of.
they're doing.
Yeah, because they will also learn client interaction, and they'll also get the business and how to get the business. Once they get into that route, I think
Right.
no one stops. They would be much more interested to work around 13, 14 hours also. So that is the main thing of an employee is like the pay would be very much fixed. And at the end of the year, some of the bonuses would be there, but that we would already, if we do the normal performance also, we would be getting that. But
Okay.
the variable pay, if it is not there, right? So sometimes it would be very much not motivating, and
Those
it
variable
would be
pays are
pretty
decided
ruining.
by these managers, right? Based upon your performances.
Yeah, at the end of the year, they would be giving some certain ratings. So based
Okay.
on that, the percentage would be assigned for us, and also based on the company performance. So including both, they will get to a number. But jumping to a next company would give much more better hike when compared to a current company.
Right. So need to be nice and close to the managers as well,
Yeah,
performing whatever
that
the
is
task they are
also, I
assigning
think.
you.
Yeah, totally. We need to do all those things.
Right, right. So, as work from home has been the new normal, are you enjoying doing working from home, or you miss the office place, working around with the colleagues?
Yeah, I am pretty much enjoying my work from home. So because I need to travel for 1.5 hour one side, so it would already take 3 hours of my time. So I'm saving that time, as well as since I was working in more than 2 years in that same project, I was having a good idea on the project. So any task which comes, I can easily handle by my own, and with some few doubts which can be cleared easily with my seniors. So I was able to do pretty much all the work by myself. The major people who felt it very difficult was the people who newly joined and they were not knowing anything about that. Pretty much they suffered at least at the starting of the time, and they then picked up. So
Right, right.
that's how it's been now.
So, Suhas, I have this one thing about, let's take YouTube as an example. So there is
Yeah,
a YouTube, which is the backend, who are the developers, and there are front-end people who are just the users. What I personally
yeah.
feel is those who use the YouTube, I mean, just create the content on the YouTube, or create contents, videos, or something like that, and upload the videos or stuff like that. What I feel is they enjoy more using the software or the product which others build. They enjoy more rather than the what the backend developers or the coders build. What I feel is users enjoy their life more than the developers. What is your thought on this?
So as I told you before, the backend developers would be always working in a company, whereas in the front end, whatever you told as a YouTuber, they are mostly entrepreneurs. So they
Yeah,
mostly enjoy the company if they're having the success route. Initially, it would be very much hard for them, but once they start
right,
kicking off, the interest would coming, immense interest would be coming to them. So they can't be stopped by anyone, and they keep on growing. So the growth would be very much higher when it comes to an entrepreneur or in the front end using the technologies. But some of the time it can't be done by all the people. Some of them would be introverts, so they are not much good at talking or giving some information. But definitely you can use the technology and do wonders with it. Many of the people would be using the technologies like for
right,
marketing. So many of the softwares has come where it has been a trend like Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Instagram managers. So all these are the recent roles which came out, which are completely depend on technology software.
right.
So you need to just
Absolutely.
learn the skills and just
Yeah,
implement. You just need to know all the latest tools and how to market it. So that would be pretty much
right,
more interesting because you can see the result. If you are also working in a company as a digital marketer also, you can show the impact directly. Based on that, you can demand the money for them, that this much revenue I'm getting, this much clients I'm getting to your company. So they are also very much interested in you, and they are not ready to leave you. So that is
right,
the path is always best when compared to a backend or a software developer, because the value what we give won't be shown directly to the people. So it would be a team efforts of 100 developers developing one application, and it goes to the brand name. So we
right,
don't see
right,
the direct results of what we do. But as a YouTuber, as an Instagram marketeer, they directly see what they do, and that too using by technology. So this is a pretty new age jobs which were
revolution.
not
This
there
is
at
the,
their
yeah,
yeah generation.
Generation Z thing.
So
So
all
YouTube
these
is just
also
an
are also,
yeah. Sorry, continue.
yeah, all these can also be started from part time also, and then
Right,
can grow to that. So no need of taking that much risk, that leaving the whole our job security and then doing it all by own. So that would be a very bad idea. But we can
right,
start in the side, since a developer knows the internal technical knowledge, so they can easily learn the outer technological tools and everything. So
right.
I think they can pretty much succeed in that way
Right,
also.
right. Yes, the YouTube was just an example. There are many tools, YouTube, Adobe Photoshop, or Adobe list of tools by Adobe, Microsoft, whatever the tools, games or whatever it is. There are two parts. One is the front end, who is the user, and other is the back end, who is developing or building up the product from the scratch. So, what my personal feeling is, like those who are using this, is I wanted to ask this question to everyone who I am talking to. So, I wanted to know who is the more enjoying, or what is the since we are targeting the Generation Z people, I wanted to know how is their reaction, what is their thought process, what is their perspective on these things. So this is the agenda of asking this question.
Yeah, totally. Like any job or anything which can directly see what your input has come in your front of your face, then that would be pretty much interesting, and you would be self motivated to do
Right.
more.
Right,
So
right. That's the
that is the
whole
only
point.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Suhas, so since you are a full stack developer, is there any dream job or dream position which you are targeting down the line, 5 years, 10 years from now? Is there any dream company which you wanted to join or something like that? Which is your dream target or anything you can share with us?
Yeah, sure. Like has all the software developers, my aim is also to get into a FANG product-based companies
Was expecting
since
this.
they, yeah. So the why I'm telling this is like when a product-based is like it would be very much interesting also, and pressure would be very much less. When you're working in a service-based company, a product-based company would be like giving some of the work of their work and then giving it to a service-based company. So they need to keep some amount of the commission, and then they need to give to the developers. So
Right.
definitely the salary package would be lower when compared to the product based. So majority of the time salary would be the major motivation for them, even though coding would be the comes secondary, which I think, because it would be interesting because they solve each day a different problem. It would be like not the same regular thing. So each time new requirement would be coming. So we don't repeat anything, but yeah, salary plays the main role here.
So you are particularly interested to join any FANG-based company or any product-based company, might be an Indian startup also.
So I'm pretty much looking for any of the Indian startup product-based
Right, that's
companies
better.
also, as well as the top companies, because there the decision makers would be us, and the
Right.
majority of the thing is like a business analyst who works in the product. They will just talk with the CEO or the stakeholders, and then they will get the direct requirement. So it is always better to give us our suggestions also. So it will directly go and meet to the business people also, and they would be very much
Right.
ready to accommodate those changes.
Right.
So
Right.
there also we can see our value, some of the values which we give as an input that is getting implemented. So that will be also very much motivating for the developers.
Right. Right. So, Suhas, it's been great talking to you. And I just wanted to ask, so it's been, since I wanted to ask this question for every Gen Z also. So, any regrets so far? Like, just to start, would you choose an engineer again if you had a chance? If you would choose your engineering again or anything similar to that regret or
Yeah.
something?
So I don't have any regrets, but if I want to go back and start again, then I was like I would be pretty much more serious in my 12th, and I would like target to any of the top engineering colleges, and then
Okay.
I will get into an engineering where majority of the thing is depends on the peers. So
Yeah,
the
exactly.
knowledge would be
Environment around
same.
you, that is very important, right?
Yeah. So I think no Indian people would be studying with what a lecturer will tell. Everything would be done by their self studies, but the
Right.
peers who you mingle around will actually take you somewhere else. So majority of
Right.
the startups and all are why is done by IIT people and not by the other colleges is the interest what they have in the technology is immense
Intellectual
when
thinking,
compared.
everything.
Yeah.
Right, right.
So they are pretty much very much interested in the technologies, and they are truly want to achieve something, and they're not behind the money. So all
Right.
this will take us to a different route
To
totally.
revolutionize, to change the world or something like that.
Yeah, that
Right,
is the
right.
thing.
But there is a myth like around like the localites, like how people talk. Those who are study, they will study anywhere. Doesn't mean they want a particular college. So it's not about the college or something. It's about the environment,
Environment.
right? As
Yeah,
like
it's
the
totally depends on the environment.
man says, Elon Musk, college is just for having fun. Whatever you want to study, it's out there for free on the internet.
Yeah, it's totally out there for free.
Right,
But the people and the intelligent people who you surround yourself will take you into a different level.
right, right.
So
So
the major if the startups are done by IITs and 1 or 2% are done by our other college people, but then they will tell showing that 1 or 2 people who has achieved without any IIT tag, and then they will brag that even those people can do, but 99% of the people won't be making into those startups. So
right.
rarely 1 or 2. So don't focus on that 1 or 2. Like when we think of majority of the thing, like education do matters. If not for the brand, at least for the peers which you get.
Right. When I scroll the social media or something, I just see the post like Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, everyone is drop out of the college and they achieved so big things. They show like it's not necessary to go to college or something. But the fact is they got into Harvard, not just some university, tier 3 university or
Yeah,
something. They just got into. It needs some kind of some level of awkaat to get into those colleges as well.
yeah,
Right.
totally. They are next level of Harvard college, so that they thought that Harvard college is also not worth for their standards, and they left
Right,
that,
exactly.
and they were so much motivated to start by themselves that they self-learned everything.
Right.
So that can't be sometimes for everyone. So
Right.
majority of the people would be figuring out their life, what to do in life, what is their aim.
Right.
So that is how it works.
Right. So it was an amazing talking to you. Thank you for giving us your time on this busy day. It's a weekday also.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. So
Thank you.
have a great
Thank
day,
you,
Suhas.
Ishwan.
Bye bye.
Bye. You too.